Yeah, I'm good. Yo, can you? I'm gonna ADS you by accident, Eric. Good. Oh, fucking rapage.
What is poppin' YouTube? It is your boy Jesimein. Today we're going to be talking about the Wildlands versus Division argument that's been going on. A lot of people have been comparing the two games ever since Wildlands beta dropped, and it's kind of annoying because after playing both, I don't see how they can possibly connect the two games other than the way they look. You know, basically you have a mercenary soldier with a backpack with weapons and an open world. That's like the only thing they really have in comparison, other than the fact that it's a third person shooter. But there's whole new levels of depth when it comes to Wildlands. So on first, let me just separate this before it even gets out there. I am not saying one is better than the other. I love both games. Both games are amazing to me, and they're the perfect idea of what I want from these type of games. If I'm playing PvE and I want to play co-op with my friends, Wildlands is the way to go. They made it so perfect when it comes to just team play and stealth factor and all these different variables that come into the game. They did their thing with that, straight up. Division does not compete in PvE. I'm not saying Division's PvE is bad, but I'm saying the whole focus of PvE and Division is to gear up for PvP. In my perspective, how I play the game, that's all I do it for. I'm not attached to any characters in the story. I'm not attached to any of the concepts or any of what's going on. Quite frankly, I really don't know what's going on with the Division when it comes to the story, other than Bliss died, and I don't know nothing about the first wave agents. I don't know nothing of that. All I do is play PvP because I'm satisfied with that experience. So when I'm deciding to play Wildlands, like if I had to choose between the two games, I'm gonna choose Division right now only because PvP, and I'm a PvP player. Now, if Wildlands were to introduce their PvP finally and give us an idea of what it's like, I can speak more on that. But as of right now, Wildlands is just PvE, and it's satisfying PvE. And what I mean by that is you're able to play solo PvE and have fun. Unlike Division, nobody really likes playing solo PvE unless they're grinding. Nobody just says, hey, I'm going to go run Lexington, or I'm going to go run the Watergate power plant. Nobody plays the game like that. They just play it to gear up, to go to PvP, to have the experience that they're looking for. Versus Wildlands, I feel like you can play by yourself, with your friends, and have an amazing experience. Like, killing an NPC in this game is a million times more satisfying than killing an NPC in Division. So if you're going to compete them in PvE, Wildlands takes it by a landslide. And I've only played like the first 2 hours of the beta, and I already justified it in my head that the PvE like slaughters Division. But for PvP, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to implement all these mechanics into the PvE or PvP. But if they do, I'm sorry, but the PvP will slaughter the Division only because it's more realistic, it's more tactical, it looks better, it's more customization, there's more weapons, all that. There's all these different things. You don't have to worry about no crazy skills or anything that's ridiculously annoying that plagues us in a DZ. You don't have to worry about getting shocked, flame turreted, secret mines. All these things it just sounds so refreshing to a player that's been playing the Division since the early meta. The bullet sponge factor that players do go through in PvE and PvP on Division, it's not like that on Wildlands. Wildlands is based around realism, and people keep trying to compare the two when it's two different things. You headshot an enemy on Wildlands, they're going down, they're dead. But on Division, you can headshot them 50 times and barely take off their armor. So it's two different concepts, because Division is a looter game, and Wildlands is more of a loadout, open world, realistic, tactical, like stealth type shooter. I don't even know how to put it. There's so many different variables in it. If I can mix games, I would say it's a mix of like Division, GTA, Metal Gear Solid, and probably like, I don't know, like any other tactical open world game other than like the ones I just named. But honestly, if I'm gonna be truly honest and say that Wildlands will kill the Division, I don't think so, because I think it's gonna have two entirely different communities. The PvP might be, Division might have to worry if the PvP in Wildlands is as amazing as the PvE itself. I don't think that Division has to worry about losing the players they have, because I feel like if you were still playing Division right now, you're not going anywhere. You've went through all the metas. You've invested too much time into the game. You know, it's probably your best skill game that you have because you put so much time into it. Usually Division players, they don't play anything else, because you can fall back so far behind in Division if you don't keep up with the meta. But with Wildlands, I feel like it's more relaxing, more refreshing, chill. You know, you just want to have fun with a couple of friends, hop on, and just have an amazing open world experience. As of right now, remember, mind this, we're only in beta of Wildlands. PvP itself hasn't been introduced. No game modes, nothing. It's just, we just got the raw first part of the mission. So I'm only basing it off of this, and I already have amazing hopes. Like people say the hype, it was overhyped. I don't think so. I think this game delivered exactly what it said it would. And the map itself, like just the beta map we played on, it's so huge, just the beta map. And when you zoom out the map, it's like 10 to 15 other maps of the same size as the beta map, all stacked around each other. I'm like, this game is ridiculously huge. I don't even know how they can make a game that big. It's like the GTA, and I'm excited about that because it just gives the game so much more depth and just so much more new environments. So if they're able to implement PvP with that idea of map size, I mean, it's not even going to be close. Yes, looter shooters are amazing. It's my favorite type of game. I'm not going to lie. Division is my at most favorite game right now because it has my dream concept. An open world game with looting and weapons and like actual guns, you know, like just how RPGs are, but just with weapons. And I love that concept, and I think that's an undefeatable concept if done right. So if Wildlands is somehow, some way able to implement really good PvP, I think that it will be a threat to Division, but it's no way, shape, or form going to kill the Division community, because Division also is planning, you know, their new upcoming DLCs, and hopefully, I mean, don't quote me on this, but year 2 content. And any content to us Division players is good content. No matter how much we complain about it, no matter how much it bothers us what's going on, we're still going to play the game because we love the Division. Now, if will some people leave Division for Wildlands if it's good? Oh yeah, off tops, because some people like more realistic. You know, some people came to this game expecting that, and with the bullet sponging that we had, you know, it discouraged a lot of players. That's why a lot of players dropped off. And then only the diehards like myself and my friends and the people who are still on the servers, you know, we accepted that, and that's our understanding of what a game should be like. And we strive to get the best build, and we strive to, you know, body servers. That's what we do over and over and over and over and over every day. So you're not killing the PvP portion of the Division. Now, are you gonna be a competitor if they keep doing their job right? Of course, because this game is made so much more deep, and it's because, you know, they probably even spent more time. It's probably a bigger studio. There's a lot more things they put into this game, so I'm not surprised if the quality of the game itself is going to be better. But don't compare the two as if they're the same type of games. They're completely different games. They may look the same, they may have the same type of feel with switching weapons and aiming down sight to the most part, but in the long run, they're two entirely different entities. Now, when PvP comes out, you can compare the PvP, like, okay, which PvP is more enjoyable? And when you do that, it's a whole different story. But as of right now, people are saying, well, Wildlands is better than Division. That's just like saying GTA is better than Mortal Kombat. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't compare the two. They're two different genres of game. Yes, it's still a shooter. It's a third-person shooter. I understand that before I get plagued in the comments with it. I'm just saying Division is a looting game that has bullet sponge qualities that you find gear to make yourself more powerful, and it could be totally unfair. While Wildlands is more normalized. Basically, all the weapons do the same damage from player to player. So if I find an AK, the AK does the same damage as another player's AK. Regardless of how I mod it or whatever, that's where the differences come. But as far as realism, as you can see right here in this clip where I'm about to snipe, bullet drop and all this stuff matters. So it's more satisfying when you land shots. When you do anything in this game, it's 10 times more satisfying because it's more realistic. Versus in Division, where you have all these crutches with like skills and stuff, you don't have that ability to exploit those kind of things when it comes to Wildlands. So that's where they separate. But honestly, my final verdict is on it is don't compare the two. It's not one better than the other. It's just don't compare the two because they are totally different games. This has been your boy. I'm out.